But yeah, it was like, I do not regret going to the group. I do not regret how shitty Douglas was for pretty much outing me to someone he thought was my friend who it was not. I don't regret crying or heaving or having a panic attack that first day. I don't regret, like, talking to the group leader and telling her about how uncomfortable I felt. Although it was really funny because, like, the one kid in group was straight up like, oh, how are we not gonna, like, because I was like, I passed, and I was like, nope, and I was like, I'm not saying shit, and the one kid was like, how the fuck are we gonna, like, know what to call you or what your pronouns are, and I was like, ah! And he just, like, got up in my face, and I was like, go away. It was great. And, like, I mean, like, I barely talked to anyone for a few years. Okay, that's been a few months, maybe, a few weeks, no, a few months, like, half a year, like, probably a whole year. I didn't talk to anyone. Or, like, I did, but I was very quiet, and I kept to myself, and then, like, more this year is, so more, like, middle of 2016 to the end of 2016 to, like, now we're into 2017, I became more open and whatever, but people just kind of, like, they were nice to me, and it was genuine niceness, because everyone in that group is really fucking just beautiful souls. They are all absolutely fucking wonderful people, except for Douglas. Douglas is a piece of shit, and Douglas really sucks, because in his heart, he's a horrible person. Down to his core, he's not nice, and every nice action he fucking does is for his own benefit in a rude way. Like, you know how, like, people could be, like, doing something for their own benefit, but it's not in a malicious manner? Douglas is in a malicious manner where it's just, like, down to his core, he's not good. I'm still signaling this poor child out, and I feel really bad, but no one will ever know who he is, more or less, because I don't have him on Facebook, and even if you went through my YouTube and somehow found my Facebook, which would be really creepy, but I mean, like, yeah, do you? But, like, no one will more or less find out who he is, unless someone who's, like, from group watches these videos, but then I'm like, hey, you know, but, like, Douglas is just not a great person, and that's on him, because the vibe I get from him is down to his core, down to whatever, like, under all those layers, you know, maybe, down to, like, the itty-bittiest nano layer, he might be a good person, but he's not. And I mean, I get it, he's been through tons of shit, his life has been a ton of shit, but he's not a nice person, and he's trying so hard to be a fake nice person, you know. And it's like, I kind of get it. I'm not a nice person, but I have to try and convince myself to be a nice person, but it's all from a genuine, like, place when it comes with me, because it's like, I want to be a nice person because I want to be a nice person. He wants to be a nice person because he doesn't want to be a nice person kind of idea, like, feeling. Like, it's just, he's trying to be a fake nice person is how it feels. And it's just kind of like, whatevs. But anyway, so everyone else in that group, lovely people, beautiful souls. They're all just, like, fluffy and weird. Some of them are dark and creepy. And, like, but they're all just, like, beautiful people, you know? And it's just kind of, like, a little ridiculous, but, like, I don't really regret going to group, and I don't really regret, like, meeting the people I met in there, and I just, it's been fun. I'm really sad that I can't. Sorry, it's, like, right in the corner of my room, and I'm, like, looking at this bag of, like, Valentine's candy, and it's just kind of, like, haunting me and, like, really upsetting, because there's this one person in there, which, oh my god, I hope to god they get really famous. Oh my god, they're so beautifully wonderful, just great. Okay, so, like, I swear to god, I have, like, this little, like fangirl crush on this person, because every time I go there, I'm just like, and, like, I've never been, like, awkward to talk to someone. You know, like, I've never gone, like, red or stutter or get, like, nervous or, like, you know, like, it's, like, this very, like, weirdly, like, schoolgirl, like, crush on this person, okay? And they are so wonderful, and they are so great, and they're just so fucking, like, oh my god, okay. So, like, I don't know if anyone knows of, like, the music, like, Crywank, I think it's called, and then the other one's, like, Nicole Doll, and I always say it wrong. I don't know if it's, like, Doll Ranger or Doll Granger or something really weird, like, or Nicole, it's like Nicole Doll Granger or something like that. And the reason I'm kind of, like, bringing those two, like, bands or musicians or singers or whatever the fuck they are up is because the type of music that they portray, maybe? It's like, it's very flowy and very, it's not like mainstream music where it's like, it needs a really proper beat, it needs like a proper, chorus or like a catchy thing. It's like these musics, they just like flow, they do their own thing. And I think Arctic Monkeys is another like music that kind of like, it doesn't have rhyme or reason, but it's beautiful kind of idea. And this person from group, their music is just so fucking beautiful. They made a song, or I'm like 90% sure it's their song, and one of the lyrics or like sentences or whatever is like, your dick is perfect, but it's kind of like a metaphor for being like, you're a dick and you're perfect kind of like thing. I don't know, it was really fucking great, and I'm sorry I can't really like express how fucking beautiful it is properly, because anytime like they've played guitar, I'm just already sad and like crying, and then I'm like, please play for me, please, and I just like get really excited and like really happy, and they're just fucking great. Like there's whole, like this person is like the most beautiful soul that I have ever met in a long time, and they're just so like happy and peppy and just like beautiful, and they have like such a soft voice, and it's just like wonderful, you know, like they actually make me so ridiculously happy. And I hope to God, because I'm pretty sure them and the other person are like in like a band or something, or maybe like the one person's in a band, I don't actually know, but like for real, that person is just fucking A plus. And like I really wanted to give that person like a Valentine's thing, because because I'm obviously very cringy, and I can't because I don't feel confident going to group anymore, and I don't feel safe there anymore, and maybe I'm just being a really shitty, like emotionally, like soft little person, but like I don't really feel safe there. Douglas is the type of person who will actually get in your face, and he'll be like, what the fuck? I don't even know how to explain Douglas, but Douglas is just like very like overly gay, and half the time it seems like he's done in some kind of ironic, like, I'm doing it because that's what you expect of me kind of like sense. And I just, like, I can't handle that. It's very fake gay. Honestly, it's a little bit fake gay. But, like, he really is gay, I think. So it's kind of, like, weirdly, like, fake, non-fake gay. Or, like, I'm gay, and you expect me to be super, super gay. So, like, he's just, like, playing the part, more or less, is how I feel about Douglas. And he's very, like, snarky and, like, sassy and, like, just an asshole, you know? And he likes to be like social justice warrior-y and like get in people's faces and go, oh, that's not correct, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, oh, there was a fur in my eye, like, you can't, you know, like, that's just Douglas, that's how he is. And I mean, I get it to a point, because I mean, like, at one point, like, I said that I want to get dreadlocks, and he's like, well, you're white, you can't do that. And I was like, okay, see, here's the thing, I get that, you know, it's like a socially black cultured thing to have dreadlocks, and I get that white people only praise other white people for having dreadlocks, and that is why it's wrong, because we're like stealing part of their culture or some shit, because that's like the stuff that they do with their hair to like help control their hair, because their hair is like super more frizzy and like just, it's like different texture than ours and crap like that. And then like, so I get that dreadlocks on like white people are like supposed to be like gross, and you shouldn't see them as like good, because like you're stealing other people's culture or something. But like at the same time, Douglas can fucking suck dick, and I know he would enjoy that, so that's fine. But because like, and you know what, I don't even think that's being rude in the sense that like I'm actually like wishing upon him sucking dick, and like he can get right fucked, and that's wishing upon him like sex. No, I'm just trying to make excuses to be a douchebag. But basically it's like dreadlocks are really shitty on white people. And he likes to like, he's like, no, you bleh. And I'm like, Douglas, get fucked, like, just go. And then, because it's like, you know, in my opinion, dreadlocks are just kind of like gross in general. Plus, dreadlocks happen naturally, you know, it's just if you don't brush your hair or like wash your hair. And so like, in a sense, I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, Douglas, are you saying black people are gross? And I know that's not correct, but like, that's always the thing in the back of my head. It's like, Douglas, are you telling me that black people are gross? Because that's rude as fuck. But that's just like my brain trying to be like, Douglas, stop being a douchebag, you suck, you know? Because I'm just, but like, I don't know. For real, though, when I worked at, like, Great Clips for my practicum because I did the hairdressing course, there was this little girl, and she, like, came in, she was, like, white AF. She looked like Honey Boo Boo, and her mama looked like Honey Boo Boo's mama, and, like, the little girl was, like, all smirky, and, like, haha, and the mom's like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with this shit. And then I was kind of like, wait, what? And then she was like, my daughter doesn't brush her hair. And I'm just done. And, like, they were like, oh lord. So they, like, lifted up this girl's hair. She had dread. Okay, so her hair probably was down here, like, golden, Goldilocks curls kind of shit. And it was just fucking this mat. It was literally this solid fucking, like mattress of hair. It was disgusting, but it was, like, funny at the same time. They had to just cut it out. They could not. They just, like, cut her hair, like, pretty short, I think. Like, I don't think they went for, like, a pixie cut, because I think they tried their hardest to brush it out. I don't know, I, like, left right before they finished, but they were like, fuck. And, like, whoop. And so it's like, you know, dreadlocks do happen naturally. It's not just a thing, you know, maybe I'm just really ignorant. And maybe I'm like, somehow white people have created this mechanism where dreadlocks happen naturally. I don't know, but, like, either way, I'm just, like, really annoyed by that. But Douglas is, like, that type of person who gets in your face about shit. And, like, you can't argue him. I wouldn't be able to debate him on this information because he gets, like, all offended and, like, snarky. And he's like, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. And you're like, Douglas, stop. And, like, he just, yeah, it's just that. That's all there really is to Douglas. He's a very, more or less, like, surfacey person. You know, like, I personally don't feel like Douglas has any depth. And it's just really shitty, and I'm just, like, kind of backlashing at him because he's been a shitty person to me. But, like, for real, I don't know why he couldn't have just talked to me and been like, hey man, some of the stuff you post on Facebook has been triggering some of the youths, you should probably take them off of Facebook. And I would be like, wow, that makes a lot of fucking sense, Douglas. I'm really sorry that I'm a shitty person and this is how I cope with life, so I will take them off of Facebook. And he could do that. It's not hard. I mean, you want to know what? He straight up, on my Snapchat, said that to me. He was like, hey man, I don't think we can be friends on Snapchat anymore because of, like, whatever. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. That is. But I was like, hey, is it okay if I block you from my Snap story? Because I was like, that way, having you on my Snapchat is a way that I can get a hold of you if I need to for any reason involving, like, group or just gay things in general. I can talk to Douglas about it through Snapchat. And he was like, I respect that, okay. Like, and we came to an understanding. So I don't understand why he couldn't come to me. You know, like, here's the thing. In his, like, text to me to be like, oh, my thing's gonna stop. Oh, well, I'll have to post them to